Alright, so in the previous video we have seen if statements, and we also seen if else, because here we have two conditions here. For example, so we're gonna get whatever the number from the user. This is from the previous video. We're gonna assign it to this one, to the given numbers, and here we are gonna put two parameters here, and we're gonna put the result. We're gonna compare the result with the modulo, and whatever is the remainder is going to be even, otherwise odd. What happens instead of these two conditions, we have say more than two conditions. If you have three conditions, or say if you guys want to compare to the two numbers, for example, if you want to x and y, compare the x and y. So I'm going to get rid of this. we're gonna go and we're gonna see the nested if statements. So how we gonna write the nested if? As we have seen, we're gonna write nested if is gonna be if within if. Say for example, if we have here, we have the first if, and here we have a condition, then there is followed that is gonna be another if inside that if. So here we have then another if here. So, and it's gonna have a condition, and here you guys can put all your statements here. All your statements gonna be here. Then you guys, if you guys want, you guys can put else, and after the else, you guys gonna put a statements. Keep in mind, you can have as many if you like. You can have 3 ifs here. You can have 4 ifs here. You even have you can have a if, then you can have a else, then again you can have a if, and then you can have a else. So for every if, you're gonna have a else. And there is another if, it's called else if. So you guys can add else if you have too many ifs. So for example, we have int. For example, we have x. We're gonna assign 5 to x, and we have a int. We have a y, and we're gonna assign 10. For example, we're gonna now we have a int x, has a 5 assigned to x, and then have a y, we're gonna assign 10 to a y. So now we have 3 conditions. So the first one is what we're gonna have here. We have the first one is we check the condition if it's greater than, then we're gonna check if it's less than, we're gonna check if it's equal to. Alright, so now we're gonna see here the first one is gonna be, say I have to put one more. It's gonna be the equality. We're gonna check the equality because now we have greater than, we have a less than, and we have equal. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna check first equality, and then we're gonna check the rest of the two. What we're gonna do is that we're gonna put if, say for example, x is double equal to say y. If they're equal, then we're gonna put a console.write line, they are equal. The x and y are equal. You can put a s. So if x and y is equal, then we're gonna put a else. Then else means that what we're gonna do inside else, we're gonna put an if. In here we're gonna put another if here. So now here, because we are doing the nesting, because here that's the first if, then we still have the block comes all the way here, then the else starts here, then here we put another if. So what we're gonna do here, if x is greater than y, so what happens after that, and we're gonna put a console.write line, and we put a x is greater than y. So if you guys observe here, we have started the process of nesting. You can put as many else if as you guys like. So you can put else here. So we have checked the first one, the equality. Here we are checking if it's greater than. What if it's not greater than? Then we just simply gonna copy this one, and we're gonna put it here. So we're gonna put a y because it's this one's going to be the opposite of this one, greater than say x. So this is a little bit confusing because the first one is we're going to check the equality. Then if none of them is equal, then computer is going to check x and y here. They're going to see if they are not equal, then it's going to jump here. And when it jumps, reads the compiler is going to read here, then it's going to bump up to this, and it's going to say x is 5, and then it's going to say y is 10. So it's going to compare here, read this line, and it's going to say, because it's a boolean and it's a boolean condition, it means it's a false. Then it's going to jump here, the second one, because when it sees this one's false, it's going to jump to the second one, because here y is greater than x. Then it's going to do this, for example, while in the previous example, for example, before one, we have only seen the if and else. So now we are putting another if and else inside the else. This is called the nested if statement. So what we're going to do is we're going to run our program. So we're going to see what is our condition. Right, so our program has been compiled. If you look in here, we're getting the y is greater than x. So which statement you guys think is turning to be true? So the computer, as I said, checks this condition first, checks this x and y, because we assign the x has got a 5, y has got a 10. This computer is gonna look for this, then this is a false, gonna jumps here, then checks for x, and then if it says alright, so if x is greater than y, then it's check to say, then it's going to check here, it says false, then this is going to be false. Then the computer is going to jump to the last one, because y is greater than x. So the computer is very clever, because as before, previous video, we had only two conditions: either the number is even or the number is odd. But we didn't have the third condition. Now we have three conditions. Nested if is very good if you have say more than two conditions. So you have a if, and then you have a if, and then you have a else. What if you guys have say, for example, if you guys seen here, we have else if, a lot of else if here. You guys seen, if you guys observe in another programming language, we have a lot of else if. That one's called cascading if statement. So that's going to be our discussion for the next video. We're going to see what is cascading if statements. Alright, so now if you look in here, if I put for example 10, now the two conditions are true. So which of these conditions you guys thinks that the compiler is going to show? Because both conditions are true, so we should be able to see the first one, because the first one is the equality. The first ones, the compiler is going to check for the first one, because the first one, both of them, x and y, are equals, because that's what you guys going to see. What happens if you guys want to make this condition true? For example, if x is greater than y, so we're going to leave this one 10, we're going to leave this one, for example, 3. So now if you run, we're going to see that this condition, the first condition, is going to be true, because that's second if is going to so x is greater than y. So that's what we're going to see. X is greater than y, x is greater than y. That's what we're going to see. So we have tested all the conditions, and it turns out to be true. So this is the nested if statements in C#. You guys, from time to time, you guys going to see in your games, you guys going to have say Batman, and you guys going to have say Robin, or you guys going to have a same enemy, or your hero is going to have his scores, and then you guys needs to put a say if the users won the game or lost the game. You guys can do this very easily. So now in this video, our discussion is nested if. So the nested if gives you guys wide range of so the scope is bigger than if and else, because we have seen if, and we have seen if else, and now we have seen if else, if else. So now you guys are gonna see that your scope is getting bigger and bigger. So now this one is give you one condition, this gives you two conditions, this one give you more than two, say you can have a 3 or you can have a 4, as long as you guys keep in adding if and else, then you guys gonna be good to go. But for simplicity purposes, if you guys heard of cascading if statements, we just use else if. Or if you guys done Python, it's gonna be elif. In Python, if you guys do the else if, you guys gonna see elif. So instead of if else, if else, if else, nested if, we just put else if. So this is this else if is gonna cover all this. So that's how this else if, the shorter version of this nested if. So when else if, you guys can do a lot of else if, even if you can do more than 20, but make sure at the end you do else. So this else if you do say 20, you make sure the last one is going to be else, and the last one you guys going to always put your default, say if the number is not known or your system does not recognize the number. So that's what you guys going to put else if. In this condition also you guys going to put else. So you can have else if all your whatever conditions, make sure the last one's going to get else, and with this else you guys going to terminate your program. Make sure this one's this is, you guys put else at the end of all your else ifs. So this is nested if statements in C#. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. If you guys have any question or comment, leave in comment box. Otherwise, I'll can't wait to see you guys in the next video, and bye.